one of the fond Valencious trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
All right, we get to test out the Commissar's abilities right away, which I'm okay with. Yes, to survive the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These instant tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Click the button at the top of the screen to start the battle. Yes, we are familiar. Pew! Damn, you went for the complete opposite guy. Ah, that's why. Yes, Void Fear. Expose his weaknesses. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area and double-click left mouse button on it to move the character there. Okay. Movement points. MP. Determine how far a character can move on their turn. 1 MP corresponds to 1 cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 MP. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored. To their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, this action can no longer be cancelled. Yes, I am fully aware. Which I'm going to place myself right here. Then let us see. To make attacks and use abilities in combat, a character must spend action points, or AP. Their total is displayed on the panel at the bottom of the screen. Every attack or ability has a certain AP cost associated with it. The number of squares next to the icons of attack actions and other abilities indicates their AP cost. At the start of each character's turn, their AP are restored to their maximum value. To attack, yes, we get it. It's kind of like how you move, but instead you attack. Certain abilities in the game are considered attack actions and can only be used once per turn unless affected by specific talents or other abilities the character might have. If a character performs an attack action, they will not be able to attack again and will lose their remaining movement points at the start of the next turn. That's fine. How does this work again? Okay.
Already done.
Oh. And we'll analyze the enemy.
All too easy.
And then while I'm at it, because I have the action points for it, we're gonna shoot him. Oh, I didn't kill him. Well, that's kind of dumb. Whoops. Somebody kill him! You dick. Really? I swear, if I somehow get attacked because of this, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Okay, well, I think he's still marked for death. Yeah, now die. Bastard.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Why does it sound like you just betrayed us, sir? I don't like that. Anyways, we'll hit continue. Spread out! No one is allowed to enter the premises. Stations!
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
The Master of Whispers gives you a curt bow. Yes, I am aware of where this thing is. So we're going to give you guys a brief tour as soon as I'm allowed to. You can open the map using M to orient yourself. That's fine. The map kind of sucks. Like, great, awesome, I gotta go that way. However, I would have liked it if I could have known more. The wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem the cause of the malfunction was the short-circuiting of the motive force. And then we have a tarantula turret right here. Oh, you can't even see my fucking mouse. This is a tarantula sentry gun. It's alright. And then this is a lemon rust battle tank, or in other people's terms, a lemon rust. This is a crystal. This over here is also a crystal, but in black obsidian. This is a rock. And then this is a crystal that looks like it's a rock that has like green shit on it. I don't know. And then this is also a rock, well, coral pretty much. And then this is a crystal. Well, then there you have it. We're gonna open this door now. There's lots of reading, and I hate
Follow
reading.
my lead.
I don't know why they didn't pull a what's it called? They didn't pull what the hell's that game? Baldur's Gate 3 and added narrator, which is kind of stupid. I hate it. I hate it. There's so much text. Ethelthred, that is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says a man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is covered by sin skin, like a synthetic skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, particularly an admission of heresy. The tall gray-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6, Ethelthred? Let us survey the room. Your first impression of Ethelthred, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin, stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. He's a psyker. In stark contrast to Ethelthred, Theodora von Valencious' features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Ethelthred. Behind the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth, bristling with holsters and baldricks, containing all manner of weapons. Our second candidate has joined us. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue traitor is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. Yes, men Barthom, approach and give me your answer. Okay. Consider this hypothetical situation. Aeon 6. A new world on the fringes of the Chronos Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Let us see. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in Xeno worship. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Aeon 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. I am a former commissar. I would continue sending in more people, one crew after another, until someone succeeded in their service to humanity and the conquest of Aeon 6. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interests first, no matter what means I would have to use. The riches of Aeon 6 would be mine. Aeon 6 must be purged. For the good of the Imperium, I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. I kind of like this one. Theodora smiles ever so slightly. Yes, now I see the blood of the dynasty in your veins, greed disguised as pride and vanity. What say you to that, Ethelthrad? There is an answer that is quite different from yours, isn't it? Ethelthrad pales. Perhaps I've not yet acquainted myself with all the intricacies of serving on the frontier, but my loyalty to the God Emperor forbids even a shadow of such thoughts. Heresy, whatever form it might take, must be exterminated, and there could be no place for base ambitions. I know his tenets well, unlike our new acquaintance. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become any one of our status to engage in petty feuds? Ethelthred looks at you with suspicion. Even among his flock, not all are of one piece, Yasmin Bartome. I suggest you familiarize yourself with that fact before you are sorely... Ethelthred! Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me, then, why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. Ethelthred bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Good. Prick. I don't like douchebags. Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves. Then she turns to you. So, Yasmin Bartome, why are you here? Was it not you who sent for me? Theodora scoffs. You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittlely, compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valencious Massimo of Scaris. Holy shit. I am a rogue traitor in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. I'm getting lightheaded. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Yasmin Bartome, are one of those with the von Valenci's blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. It is all too sudden for me. Perhaps. Yesterday, you were just another servant of the Imperium, one of the faceless multitudes. Today, visitors in the von Valenci's colors come to you without any explanation, and escort you to a vessel that departs for the far-off Kronos expanse. But such is the nature of my position, Yasmin Bartome. My claim on you is sacred and non-negotiable. I require all those who possess even a drop of the von Valenci's blood, no matter whom they may be. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodora sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you? His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valencious, even if he avoids using it publicly. And as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigtvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least. Well, thank you for clarifying, Lord Captain. May I ask my questions now? The vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp. My presence is required on the bridge. Navigator, translation, these things are easy for me to tell you. Navigator is somebody who essentially just they guide the warp, guide a ship through the warp safely, and it's pretty cool. If you haven't played, I'm trying to remember what's the game, the one, Battlefleet Gothic, that one. They talk all about this as well in that. As for the warp is like, think of hell, or just like a place, another dimension, that a mirror dimension just like ours, except all that's there is chaos and excess and change, and constantly things are at war with each other, and it's a whole bunch of weird horseshit. Psychers get a lot of their powers from there, which a psycher in this game is, again, just a magic user, somebody who goes hocus pocus and shoots lightning out of their fucking fingertips. It's pretty cool. We'll do this. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gallowfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Ha 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 ha! Joking. Excuse me. The gray-haired officer gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. She turns to you. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of spectres dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Well, yeah, that makes perfect sense, actually. The Rycad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valencious in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. Possibly. I set the course for Rycad on the demand. Theodora grimaces. She gives you a stern look, then shrugs. For a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this tongue-tied. Aboard this vessel, and in your new position, eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. Very well. I have no more questions. In that case, I shall head to... Theodore's vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the vox cast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. Glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. End dialogue. Heretics! They've come to kill us. I don't know why that was such a drawn-out kill us, but it was.
Death will find you soon enough.
Hulk bad's acting. Yeah. Theodora, kill them! Of course. Abelard.
Reduced to dust.
Hell yeah, buddy.
One fewer target.
There you go. Mort, go fuck him up. Woo! He dodged that? A fucking Melta? Hell no. I call horse shit. Use cover to avoid your enemies. Yes, I'm very well aware of that. We'll go here.
Nothing I can't do.
And we will select this guy. Oh, never mind. I guess it just automatically does it. Analyze enemies. We'll analyze this cutthroat because he's a fucking dick. Can't believe he dodged that. Yay, critical hit. Don't care. Moving on. How dare you shoot at the Lord Captain? Mort, he's fine. He's a soldier. Wow, that was a straight miss. Uh-oh, here comes the brawler. Man's got a crippled leg? Nah, he's just straight fucking dead. You don't have no crippled leg. He's gone.
Take care of this one.
Shoot him, Mort. Oh, thank God. Character has received a temporary positive effect from an ally. What did I receive? What is this effect? How do I check it? Hold on. Can I right-click on myself? This is positive effect. Oh, killed him. Yeah, that makes sense. Commissar's next single shot or single target man. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Kill him because I don't like brawlers. He's dead. Goodbye. I think, yeah, we've only got 2 guys left and they're both on the fucking flank. Round 3. You're dead as hell, my guy. Holy shit. Abelard, get them! Nice. Good work. We win! Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single Whoreson survive. The rogue trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. She looks at the box in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. The incident with rampaging servitors may be connected to what is transpiring now. Possibly. Quite likely. Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her box a few times. We will investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What are your orders? She breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Archmilitant requires aid. And be quick about it. Very well. End dialogue. Ah, that's the
A
wrong
new
way.
challenge for me.
We must go back this way. And then head up this way, because I remember how to get to where this guy is. He's up here. Come now, me.
It's about time.
Voigtveer, welcome. Conrad Voigtveer lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you. Thank Providence you are still alive and well. I can't do their actual voices, so you're gonna have to deal with my crappy voice acting. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by. Mort, pull yourself together. He's very well pulled together. The Archmilitant looks back at you. What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. Mort pulls his box from his belt and hurriedly reports on the situation. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer deck. And my Archmilitant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report! I have not yet received word from the engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and only the voxcasts from the lower bays, and one-way heretical gibberish. Voigtveer pauses. That the madmen have already reached the officers' deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Theodora looks at Voigtveer. Ethelthred, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Ethelthred immediately. Seneschal, locate Thas. And the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Archmilitant, with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Yasmin Bartone. Theodora glances at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain. Voigtveer's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Ethelthred back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Archmilitant, and taking into consideration Ethelthred's psychic powers. Then it is settled. Yasmin, find Ethelthred and bring him here, in whatever state you find him. This elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? I hear and obey, Lord Captain. Theodore waves her hand impatiently. Then move out! Mort, come! I could totally be a voice actor. he says jokingly. Voidveer gives you a nod. Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. You had better not fail me. The Lord Captain made it clear that relying on you is fraught with risk. He pales at your words, but you cannot tell if it is because of shame or fury. I see you have quickly earned Lady Theodora's trust, if she is already sharing her closely guarded secrets with you. But that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen. Ugh! And you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. I hit the end dialogue button. I promised you a special destiny, Esmond Bottom. It is time to fulfill. If a character falls unconscious, they receive a trauma. This reduces their characteristics or inflicts an additional negative effect, which would kind of suck. Especially seeing as how we were just unconscious. We have a trauma. Our trauma is, fuck, I did not see this coming. Our awareness is down by 5, more than likely. I don't know. My microphone is sensitive today, and I don't know why. Whatever the case, it is fine. Oh, we can press any key now. Sorry.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and for that, I need her breathing.
Voidveer looks down at you.
Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful. How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Will you let me join you? We can take the warrant from Theodora together. Nah. I will help you as long as you spare my life. I'm not a coward. I'm not a traitor. I have no intention of helping you. But I like making fun of people.
On the contrary, the warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, fond Valencious. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Shut up. You suck. What? What sorry, pathetic excuse do you have for your apostasy? You sordid, wretched piece of Grox shit! God, that actually took a lot out of me. Holy hell.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
So what you're saying is you don't have a comeback and you're still a little bitch. Fair enough.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Fon Valencious watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
I'm still not hearing a comeback for me calling you a wretched piece of grok shit. Anywho, okay. The blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gates. Go to the gates. Go to the gates. Fight the voice in your head. Get out! I am not your puppet! The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence, forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step towards the gates, looming in the center of the chamber. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from the lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Tech use. Examine the device. What? Poor shit. I'm not reading that. I'm sorry. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
No. Look for anything that you could be used as a weapon. I mean, nothing, but, you know, it's worth a shot. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Excuse me. Holy mother of God, I did not realize that would be loud. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Can I try? Oh, okay. We'll just place our hand in the maw. The sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin, sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, or maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. God, no time for questions. Yes, I do. Paint shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh, hey, look. Auto turrets. Oh, hey, look. Hidden flamers. We love that.
There is still another way.
Check the warrant chamber. I mean, the warrant chamber is fine. Obviously. The enormous gates match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look impregnable.